And someone clap.
It picks
Done.
up and everything. Alright, ready?
Meh.
But now there's nowhere to hide. Since you pushed my love aside, I'm out of my head.
I don't know, just
Hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. I was trying to, all the way through that, trying to think of whose name would rhyme.
Right.
To turn it into like a chant for something. Couldn't think of anyone. Hopelessly devoted to Kevin Sturmey. To Buse. Hopelessly devoted to Buse. Well, hopefully he'll be back next season and we can sing that.
We can sing that to him.
If not, R.I.P. Will Buse.
Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to wherever, and I was going to say wherever and whoever, but
whenever
we're meant to be together, I'll be there.
Oh God, it's happening already.
Yeah. To that Peacocks podcast, it's that end of season podcast. My name is Josh Perkins. I'm joined by JC DH, Jake Cramp, Dan Howell. How are we?
Yes, I am.
Good.
That is the answer I've been given for the last 2 weeks. Whenever anybody says, "How are you?" I say yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, please.
DH, how are we?
Yes.
See, it's catching. It's catching.
It is. It's catching
good.
on.
Taunton massive.
Taunton are massive.
Everywhere to go. And where we're going, well, our radius is getting a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
We're going to the National League South, boys.
On our way.
The big NLS. The big what?
What did you say?
NLS.
Yeah, NLS. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Filled with teams such as now are all almost reunited with our local rivals, Weymouth.
Yes. Yeah. Weymouth.
Sorry, Force Habit and Bath City off to Twatton Park this season, lads. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah. It'll be interesting, won't it? Who was at Bath City this week? There was somebody.
Rob Dre.
No, somebody else. Somebody else was at Bath City.
Matt Villas.
No.
Connor Sidley Adams. They were all there watching it last week.
Oh yeah,
They were,
weren't they?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeovil playing tonight.
But there was someone
I guess
specific who was at Bath City, and I can't remember who it was now.
Never mind.
Anyway, yeah,
Lloyd
we
James.
move on. It wasn't Lloyd James,
Ross
no.
Stern.
It wasn't Ross Stern either. But there we go. We'll move on from there. Yeah, Bath City is going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to Bath City next season.
Good. We are. Sorry, go on.
It's going to be nice to just have another club that we can prove that we're bigger than in the county.
God, that's that done then.
Yeah, exactly. That's that done. We're going to beat them.
All right.
Yep. Tuesday, the 10th of May, 2022 is when we're recording this. Dan, why are you so monotone? What's up?
I'm in a good mood. No, monotone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're in a good mood though.
Yeah,
Looking very
season.
smart.
I think it's been thank you. I've been at work all day.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a long season.
It has.
Like it was not. Like, don't get me wrong. Like magnificent. We've ended with that. But now, after when you go to a good party. And the day after you sit there and go, fucking hell. You're like, that's over.
Yeah,
and that was tiring.
It's a thing of you almost don't want it to end.
Yeah.
And then it does. But roll on Friday.
Yeah. Nice.
Exciting.
Yeah. Nice way to finish it. And then it's sort of sad it's over.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't really know how to explain this season. It was stressful.
Yeah.
And then we enjoyed that one single moment, and then that's it.
Yeah, that's sort of all.
That's it. It sounds depressing.
But it's a bit like having sex, isn't it? A lot of work for that one final moment. We enjoy that, and then you roll
done.
over
You're
and
sad.
cry yourself to sleep.
Can't relate.
That's the thing. Yeah.
I don't know if that's a normal thing, but
Oh, interesting.
depends.
Fair enough.
That's
It's certainly been a long season. It's been my first with the club.
It has. Have you found it?
I have found it.
Good.
Yeah, I
Good.
found it well. I
That's all right. Managed to find
managed to find the car park. And
Good.
Yeah. No, it's been really good. I think we've developed a lot what we do as a group over the course of this season, which has been really interesting. I think the four of us, including Hoppy, who couldn't be here today, have gelled really, really well and been
We are
able
the three
to
best
put out
friends that
some...
anyone could have.
We are, yeah.
Yeah.
Neither of you two are coming to Dublin with me for next week.
I'm sorry, I can't get that time off work, mate.
I just don't fancy going on a plane, mate.
Oh, no, I can't go on a plane.
How you going ferry?
I'm going on a coach or something. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's not going to drive in the water, is it? Who's driving, Jesus?
No, it goes really fast and there's a big ramp off the end of Wales.
Yeah, GTA.
You just have to hope.
Just have to hope.
Hope you make it.
Sometimes you get the stunt jump, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, no, I can't get a plane because the only flights are Ryanair.
You get the information that it didn't quite make it.
Yeah.
30 metres short.
Yeah, minute silence in the first pre-season friendly because my bus crashed into the sea and I'm dead.
It's the least you deserve, Jake. It's the least you deserve.
What, the coach crash or?
Yeah. Don't know what I've done to upset you, but there you go.
Was it Warnock that wanted
Warnock, a minute's abuse.
Yeah, like people shouting wanker at him.
Great.
I'd like that.
He's retired now.
Yeah.
I'd enjoy that a lot.
I saw this thing on TikTok. Speaking of, like, people retiring and things almost coming to an end. You speak about the season, you speak about Neil Warnock. I saw this thing on TikTok this morning that was like all of sort of like the heroes that we grew up with are coming to an end almost. Ronaldo's missed the Champions League. Messi's underperforming. Something about F1 that I didn't quite understand. Something about Lewis Hamilton.
Hamilton will be coming to his end, yeah.
Yeah, Tiger Woods is filled with injuries. Like, what's going on? But then you know...
People get old, Josh.
But you look at the future as well. Erling Haaland today has agreed terms.
The clubs have agreed terms. Personal terms not agreed just yet.
Okay, with Manchester City. So
congratulations, Man City, on the league next season.
Yeah.
And I guess a good segue for this would be that all three of us must be agreeing terms with Rob Dreabout now after Friday's performances.
Surely.
Yeah, I'd say so. Let's talk about Friday, shall we? Obviously, podcast guest favourite, Lloyd Irish, his brother. Owen. Sorry, Owen. I doubt Owen listens to this. It was their testimonial.
I doubt anyone does, but yeah,
if you're listening to this, tweet Dan Howell. Dan, you...
We're in the game, EA Sports.
Yeah, we're in the game. It was their testimonial, and of course, the three of us were asked by Lloyd to take part, to say thank you for the work that we've done whilst the two of them have been at the club. Obviously, mainly that's you, but also this season, which is me as well. And we did. We were I was against you two.
Yeah.
You two were victorious on the night, thanks to, I don't want to say dodgy officiating, but I will. I will say it. That was just...
It was your penalty, wasn't it?
I should have won the penalty.
Some questionable offsides from Dusty as well. I feel I have to slip in when Rodney Marsh should have got a goal. And
I don't know.
Definitely. Yeah, no, I agree.
I will never say a bad word about Dusty. He's the best referee in the world.
And just poor defending on the third goal from Hugo Irish.
That was really poor. Was that the fourth goal? Yeah.
Fourth goal, yeah.
Hugo, I mean...
Great finish from the lad.
Yeah.
A real talent.
Yeah. One for the future.
It was I lost a game of football whilst being managed by a league-winning manager to a cricketer and a baby.
It's not just a cricketer, Jake.
It's not just any baby.
No,
that's true. But
I'm sure that won't be the last goal Hugo Irish scores on the Signet Healthcare Stadium pitch.
I'm sure it won't be, but it's the one that hurts me the most.
But no, as you say, what a day, and good performance.
Vibes.
And
how do you feel like you boys got on in the game?
Awful.
Personally, awful. I've seen the photos. You look like you knew what you were doing.
Yeah, the photo that I actually have another player in capture of. May or may not have lost that ball, but in the picture, it was
at least you
beforehand.
got close to other players, mate.
That's it. Yeah, I touched the ball twice. I lost the ball once. It's fine ratio to me.
I got a shot on target. That was good.
That was good.
But my favourite part was the half time. So me and Josh were there with, I think, Craig Veal and Jordan Rogers. We had the keeper in goal warming up. And the balls, hit the post or something? Keeper saved it maybe. I've just come screaming in, shouting Gerrard. And I think it's not landed. I don't think it's landed yet. No. The ball has not landed yet.
It's going to be in Dublin before I am.
Yeah. It might beat your coach there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What a hit.
How long's this coach journey?
Don't know yet, mate.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine. That's all I needed to know.
And again, I asked you this on the phone earlier today. Why Dublin?
I've never been.
Have you ever been to Manchester?
Did you know it's the biggest city in the world?
No.
Yeah.
As far as area?
Oh, it just keeps doubling and doubling and doubling.
I was about to make a money joke with that. My money don't jiggle.
It folds. I would like to see you wiggle wiggle.
For sure.
For sure.
But
yeah, so
that's one of the worst jokes I've ever had. But continue.
it is. Dan Aldridge said that to me yesterday, and I said, "Oh, is it?" Thinking along the lines of the city of London is a square mile, the actual city, and then it's boroughs. So is it the same sort of thing? And then he said it just keeps doubling and doubling, and I'd lost my head. I was about to throw hands. I didn't.
I lost my head at a joke. Jake, how did you find your performance? You've asked us. So
it was all right.
You came on twice.
I did come on twice. I came on for the last 2 minutes of the first half because I was going to sneak off for a cheeky cigarette before everyone went back to the changing rooms. And Rob Dre sussed me out and said, "Well, you're not going anywhere. You're going on." I went up, and that was, I can now say that I've played football against Terry Skiverton because I was up against him for all of those 2 minutes. Lovely chap, really nice. He came on. Owen Irish looked at me and Cal Clifton and went, "Let's push this line up, lads." And Terry was like, "Hello, mate, you're all right." And I said, "Don't worry, mate, you're not going to have to do much." And he said, "Oh, I don't know." And I was like, it was like when a 6-year-old meets their favourite footballer and the footballer's really nice to them and they have a shot on goal and it's awful and they go, "You're class." Yeah. That's what it felt like. Yeah. He was being very nice to say that he thinks I could be dangerous.
There you go.
But yeah, it was fine. Went on again in the second half. I was supposed to come on somewhere in the midfield, but then our left back decided he was done and the lino was like, "All right," fourth official, was like, "All right," and just took him off instead of what Rob told him to do. So I was sort of like caveman SpongeBob meme for 30 seconds where I was like, "Am I a left back now?" And then I was, no, it was a centre back, and then I was pushed into left back, and then somebody from the midfield just went, "Just go up there with Cal and Lloyd, we'll deal back here, we'll be all right." I said, "Yeah, fair enough." And we got stuck in. Me and Cal had a little bit of a moment where Cal had the ball, then he lost it, and matey turned around with it, and I just put my foot out, took it off him, and I was like, "This is good." And then before I knew it, I was spinning like a ballerina because he absolutely went through that leg that was outstretched. Didn't touch the ball, just went straight through me in the penalty area, and apparently that's not a foul these days. So, I'm not one to question referees or shout at them during the match. Though I did twice, but it's fine. It was fun. I came off again with what was going to be 30 seconds to go, and that's where it all went wrong. Obviously, without me on the pitch, they allowed a literal baby to score. Toddler, sorry. Toddler. But he was class. He did very well to get through that defence and a
good finish.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, he had two attempts on goal, both on target, 1 goal. That's not bad.
Good stats.
Not bad at all. Better than mine.
Good ratio.
But it was really fun. There were some goals scored though, wasn't there? It was 4-2 in the 2-4 in the end. Yeah. So I missed most of them. To be honest, I wasn't looking. I was chatting. Lloyd got his goal. I was very happy. Lloyd was always going to score. Yeah. I thought when he went up top, he was always going to score. I'd have rather have assisted him than scored myself. I think that's what I was looking for, going up there, and I nearly did if it wasn't for Owen Irish's hand. But again, the referee decided that's not a penalty.
Shonky officiating.
Yeah, but again, I don't want to say anything about a referee. It's it's a very difficult job, and it's very nice of him to have stepped in and done it. But he definitely got that wrong.
Okay. Moving on, though, from the testimonial match to the podcast end of season awards. These are, not official.
These are not the official end of season awards, no, but we've decided to.
Or is it just the podcast?
It is That Peacocks Podcast End of Season Awards, proudly sponsored by
the unofficial sponsor of
the unofficial Club Shop. Yeah, the unofficial sponsor of the podcast, the Taunton Town Club Shop.
That's a hell of a name.
Catchy title.
That is, yeah, and then that's also sponsored by That Peter Crouch Podcast. It's not.
No.
Please don't sue us.
No affiliation. So we'll start with, as I get my piece of paper.
Oh, just quickly. So what we're going to do is this is going to be an open discussion now. We're not going to decide on our favourite. We are going to give basically three awards, up to 3, depending on who we agree with and that. Everybody's got to say. So if I think that my player of the season is different to yours, they're still winning because they're my player of the season. And if that makes sense. So, we haven't previously discussed this. This is the first time we're talking about it. Boys.
Let's do it.
Let's give out some awards.
Player of the season. Let's start with that. It's the big one.
I feel like we should end with that one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, should we work from the bottom of this?
Let's go from the bottom up. So we'll start with the best sleeper.
The best sleeper.
So that's a fairly, innocuous title.
Yeah.
Dan, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I haven't watched any of the players sleep at all.
I've watched no player, but I've got a man in mind.
I am going to give this award to Joe Guest.
Okay.
Because when we shared a hotel room together after the last day of the season, I went downstairs, took a phone call, and by the time I came back, he was absolutely sparko asleep, and he did sleep.
Good.
My one would be Nick Grimes.
Okay.
Reason for it is most away days on Jake Wannell, sorry, however you pronounce it, tomato, was
That's
always
not how you pronounce it.
Jake tomato.
Nick Grimes was always asleep, and he'd be waking up on the bus.
Okay. I'm going to go with Rob Dre because of the innocuous photo that our good photographer Colin Andrews is his name? I took on the away
not
trip.
Tomato or tomato.
No, not Colin tomato. What was the away? We went to Royston, and Rob Dre was.
Seem to have forgotten about that trip.
Yeah,
Rob Dre was fucking trying to.
Rob Dre was very tired. Evidently,
he slept the whole way up there.
Yeah.
And my God, he had so much energy on the way back. Everyone's napping around him, and he's like looking around, trying to find someone to talk to, trying to find something to do.
I was just too busy watching Top Boy, so I couldn't quite.
I was too busy stealing Joe Bud's Xbox, PlayStation, and playing FIFA with Harry.
The PlayStation 1.
Yeah, the PlayStation 2 with FIFA 22 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you boys fell for that.
I don't know. Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
The most helpful is the next award category. So this is a player that's, funnily enough, been the most helpful to the media team this season. Jake, what are your thoughts?
I think it's a toss-up between 2, but I think it's got to be Nick Grimes. I think he was the first one to get involved really, really heavily and start looking for what he can do on the fly to give us content and stuff like that. The whole W. Another one.
Yeah.
That whole sort of series we had whilst we're on our winning streak. Him and Jake were the first to come on the podcast. They also got us into a spot above her at Bideford when they took over the Twitter for the night. So yeah, I'd say probably Nick Grimes will get that one, but it's an honourable mention for Ross Stone, who also I think looks out for opportunities to give us a bit of content and is always very, very what's the word I'm searching for? Complimentary of what we do, and likes to let us know how important he thinks our role is to the club. So that's always nice to hear from one of the boys.
Definitely. DH?
I've nailed that on the head,
Yeah.
really. Nick Grimes from the start at TikToks especially.
Yeah.
And as you said, Ross Stern as well. I mean, from the start, we had, the first player in a very long time that's done an interview joining a club. Joining the club, should I say.
Yeah.
As well as that, I always remember, who was it against? He ran up to you.
I don't know who it was against. It was literally, I'd stayed an extra 5 minutes than I should have done because I had to go to work because this penalty was given. And he was running towards me without knowing we were there.
Yeah.
So I spoke to him about it afterwards. And then he clocked me with the phone out ready for the TikTok. And he ran up, kissed the lens, and it was my favourite shot. I've
Great
waited
moment.
so long for that shot.
Best.
And it was
One
it
of
was
the moments of the
perfect.
season.
Yeah.
And it was I don't think it would have been anyone else other than Ross Stern to give that bit of content. So I was buzzing with that.
So it's a joint award to Nick Grimes and Ross Stern.
I'd say so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
happy
we'll
with that.
give it both to him.
Happy with that. The next award is the DJ. So
It's not fucking Joe Budd, that's for sure.
the player with the best tunes on away day trips or in the home dressing room.
It's not Rob Dre either.
Is this where it all happened?
This
Yeah.
is.
It's
I think Kev Sturmey's the DJ master.
I'd
Yeah,
say.
I
I
think
reckon
he
he's probably.
it's a special cameo from Kev.
I'd give it.
Thank you.
to
Blue,
Kev.
blue ribbons all
God,
around.
mate. What a hero! Thank you, Kev.
Kevin Sturmey for those
Kev, whilst you're here,
listening. He's given us a
He
blue
used
ribbon.
to DJ Friday nights in my place.
there
Yeah,
we go.
sure he
I
did.
reckon what we'll go with whilst he's
Down the
here
sports
is
bar.
Kev. Congratulations! You are this season's winner of the podcast End of Seasons Awards for the DJ. You are the one that we trust most to play some tunes.
Some good tunes as well.
Yeah, so congratulations, Kev.
I'll put some wicked tunes on it.
Some
There
wicked
we go.
tunes. We love it. We love it. Thank you for
in it.
You've
Yeah,
got to say
yeah.
it, otherwise it doesn't work. Yeah.
Exactly. Thanks for the blue ribbon as well. So, moving on, the most positive. That's another end of season award that I've got written down. So,
It won't be Joe Guest, that's for sure.
Yeah. I reckon this could be Joe Budd. Always in a good mood whenever I've seen Joe Budd.
yeah.
No matter the result, he's always smiling and having a laugh after. Yeah, I reckon Joe Budd
I
could get
would-
that one.
I'd firmly agree with that, I think.
I thought Ross Stern. He was missing against Truro. I think it made a difference, and even the games that he wasn't involved in it, on the playing side, he had a big impact
Yeah.
off the field.
You look at, was it Salisbury away?
Met
was he
Police,
playing that
was
game?
it?
Who was
Met Police away.
Met Police away, he was, yeah.
Tiverton away, first half.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah, it
impact.
makes a big difference.
So, yeah, great. Ross Stone, Joe Budd, congratulations on your most positive award. The next one is, and I don't know why I've included this, the food dealer. So, player who you think eats the most, or has eaten the most on the...
Kev, have you got an
Kev,
opinion on
any,
this?
Any idea?
This is going out on the podcast, by the way, so if you're waiting to do their contract details and this is going to sour it, don't say it.
Yeah.
Not sure. I don't think we've got any real gannets. I don't think.
I'm going to throw a curveball here, boys.
There's been pizza left over in the coach before, so
Wow.
yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to throw a curveball here and put myself up for the award because
Okay.
I did get bullied by the management staff for what I picked up at Reading Services on the way to Royston.
Tony
I-
Cornish.
Tony Cornish.
Tony Cornish.
He had a lot of sweets,
Yeah.
a lot of sweets, and that was from the off.
Big sweet tooth man.
So yeah, I reckon actually
Loves a night in Ibiza.
He
does.
He does.
Loves the bath.
I was going to say comfy bathtub in
It's,
Ibiza.
it's
That's all
bath
he
time,
wants.
boys.
Tony Cornish. And
Cheers, Kev.
Jake Crump.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers,
Thank you,
Kev. It was a
appreciate
lovely
it.
little cameo
What a
from the
cameo.
chairman there.
We'll
We
have to
need,
get-
we need to get him on it.
I was going to say we'll have to get a full episode with the chairman,
we got all
CEO,
summer.
and head groundsman of Taunton Town Football Club, Kevin
Is this when
Sturmey.
we switched, like, you
General
know, like,
shit shoveler, he calls himself.
is this like Sky Sports where we switched to this summer on Peacocks TV?
Yeah.
It's just like FIFA,
Coming up
COD.
this summer.
Kev Sturmey podcast.
Yeah.
There we go. That's it. Done.
So the food dealer, we're going with yourself, Jake.
Oh, I
and
reckon we can give this one just to Tone.
Tony.
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah, we
you
Big
can have
Tone.
it.
I thought whenever we walk out of here in the Peacocks week, we always end up walking back past Joe Guest.
He's always got free burritos.
Joe Guest and Ross Daly as well. It was one that sort of lingers around the burrito van.
I love it.
That's true.
Joe Guest,
I reckon
Ross
it's up
Daly.
to you, buddy. Who do you want to give
I
it
think
to?
Joe Guest.
I would have said
he loves the burrito van.
He does, and rightly so. Congratulations to those at the burrito van as well, because you make cracking wraps.
And I've got to shout out Trevor this year. The sausage rolls have been the best I've ever had.
Yeah,
Coffee blue.
Oh, quite good sausage rolls.
and we like our media team.
You can have the palest sausage roll with not very good sausage, or you can have a Trevor one.
Exactly, and I know which one I choose.
Yeah.
So the next award coming up is the Game Lover. So player who you feel lives and breathes Taunton. Any idea?
Oh, do you know, I'm not going to give it to the player that lives and breathes Taunton. I'm going to give it to the player that is football.
Is football.
And for me, again, it's another toss-up. But I think I'm going to say Lloyd James. Talking to him before the Farnborough game.
So calm,
but he was
calming us.
I asked him how he found this season, and he was just buzzing that he'd been able to play, and that's all he wants to do is play football, and you can see it when he plays. Like, that is all he cares about. And I reckon the Game Lover. I reckon for this season, for me, Lloyd James.
Dan, you agree?
Yeah, so I'd say we had two big players come in this year during the season. Ross Stern and Lloyd James, I think, could be a toss-up for me.
Ross Stern would be my second choice, but I reckon
Nick Grimes is up there as well, but I think Ross, as far if we're talking about the game, I think if it's Taunton, we'd be going Nick Grimes.
Yeah, if it's for the player, if it's Mr. Taunton,
Nick Grimes.
It's Nick Grimes.
But for the game, I'd say it's a toss-up between Ross Stern or Lloyd James for me.
Okay. I think
like you said, the attitude before the Farnborough game, like he was calming us down.
Right.
We're not even playing in that game. That's a ridiculous thing.
I know. Congratulations, Lloyd James, on the Game Lover. The next one, and this is sort of the end of the campaign within this little series.
Meeks hasn't won any of them.
Meeks has not won any of them yet. The Clutch.
So he's not going to have won any of them.
Player you count on to win the game. I don't think this will be Michael Meeker. Sorry,
I don't think it will be. Not today anymore. It's not going to be the Meeks.
No,
Would you give him the award? We'll give him an award.
Let's just give him the award.
The award.
The Lifetime Achievement Award. Let's give him that, shall we?
Okay, all right.
Congratulations, Michael Meeker, on, I think, when I asked how long his playing career was, he said 33 years.
Congratulations on that as well.
So that is some feat. So I reckon we can do a little impromptu Lifetime Achievement Award for Michael Meeker.
So back to the Clutch. Player you count on to win the game, JC.
Looking back at our results, there's kind of maybe two people I think that jump out off the top of your head.
Go on.
And it's Ross Stern and Jay Fulston for me.
Okay.
Joe Guest or Jay Fulston.
Joe Guest as well, yeah.
So pivotal.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, both of you, on one of them, and that is Jay Fulston. That man just seems to pop up in exactly the right place. Excuse me, at exactly the right time. So I think
it's a difficult award to give out because when you think Clutch, when you think last minute goals, and we've had so many really, really special last minute goals this season. You think of Benno's free kick against Western. It's so many
Ross Stern against
like
Merthyr. He scored late against Chesham. Yeah, and all those goals counted because Farnborough could have. The goal difference was less.
Yeah,
it could have been a completely different game against Farnborough, and every single goal and every single save and block, and it all counts.
100%. The most improved player of the season,
Jake Crump.
From the Me Too Volume 1 to playing in the Taunton Town Testimonial, I think you've gone levels.
Class.
There are levels to this
from the
game.
depths of Chard.
Back to
has
the
risen.
Chard. It's been a rough year, boys.
From the depths of Chard to the pitch of the Signet.
Yeah.
What a rise.
Yeah, it's been really special, but I cannot accept this award.
Okay.
For me, I genuinely think there's a shout for Will Buse.
Yeah.
And how much he's... Don't get me wrong. Was it Biddeford was his first game?
Yes.
Scored a lovely penalty.
Away. Lovely penalty, saved as well. Saved one or two. He's always looked really good.
He's just grown in confidence.
Towards the end of the season, he's really grown in confidence, and I think he's really become special.
Another shout, Joe Budd as well. I think Joe Budd, when he arrived here, was slightly quieter, but I think you'd expect that, wouldn't you? Sort of joining a new side.
He started the season at Hendon, didn't he?
Yeah, and he's really shone this season, to be fair.
Come through, and again, he's another one that's grabbed important goals when we've needed them.
Yeah, Met Police.
Winner at Met Police.
Scored against Western.
Yeah.
Big goals.
Really big goals. But for me, purely because there's been more time to see the development, I'd have to say Will Buse.
I would say Will Buse. I think it's what Dan was alluding to earlier, the confidence of Will going from, you think when Ollie Chamberlain scored the pre-season goal against him, to then signing for us and just developing as a player.
Not that he was ever going to stop that, though.
I mean, no one's stopping that.
Special.
Maybe Crump. Me too.
Maybe Crump.
I probably would have stopped it. Don't get me wrong. And then I'm
You're
a
the
different
exception.
level to everyone else.
You're the anomaly.
Yeah. I am world class.
Congratulations, Will Buse on the most improved. Favourite player? I think we've discussed this maybe midway through the season as well. So it'd be nice to get your guys' take on the most the favourite player come the end of the season.
I think earlier on in the season I'd said Nick, where he was one of the only players that I've spoken to. Now we're a bit closer with the players at this point in the season. I don't know about you boys, but I talk to quite a few of them quite regularly. So it's a difficult one to answer now. Purely from a football point of view, I think that's how I'll have to answer this question, because they're all top lads.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't. It's a really difficult question to answer at the moment. But I think for what he's done for us as the media team and the performances out on the pitch as well, week in, week out, it's Mr. Taunton. I think Nick Grimes is probably still my favourite Taunton Town player.
Yeah, I'd have to agree as well.
I'm going to hold firm with my old answer, Toby Holmes. Again, the strikers were quite underrated, really, in the running. I think we talk about Sterney and everyone. We had Lewington, Hill, and Holmes, who have all had big moments in the season, which were very important, very vital. I think of Geffen Hill at Hartley Whitney, both times, even when they came here. Toby Holmes came up with the goals when he needed to. Gosport away. Goal against Met Police, the equaliser as well. Just to name a couple. I mean, a couple of hat tricks along the way as well. And personally, on a personal level as well, like Jake says, one of the main ones that I message quite often. Hopefully he'll be able to stick around next season, and if not, hopefully he will. Be good to have him on the ride in the National League.
Definitely.
Also, just a quick intersection. Congratulations, Toby,
on the
birth of your child. That was really, really nice news. Obviously, it was the last day of the season. He wasn't around. People were asking questions. We didn't say who, what, why was going on, but it was certainly a day to remember for him and his family, and we were all absolutely buzzing for you.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Toby. Enjoy parenthood.
Yes.
Yeah. Not far behind.
No, you're not. No, you are not. And
so, who's your favourite player?
Sorry, favourite Nick Grimes. I'd agree with you for all the reasons that you gave.
I will just give an honourable mention to Joe Guest, who over the course of this season has become my favourite person to watch exist in the world. If you ever get the chance, just watch Joe Guest solidly for 90 minutes during a football game, and then for as much as you can whilst he's just around at the ground, because he doesn't even it's not necessarily getting up to anything. It's just existing, and it's just funny. It's really, really funny.
Great tune. Wicked tune, Kev.
Wicked
What
in it.
DJ?
I think
Wicked
exactly.
tune, innit?
That's why we've named him the DJ. For the end of season podcast.
My God.
Oh, well done, Kevin
Dear
Sturmy.
me.
Well
Kev
done,
Sturmy, everybody.
Yeah. Yes, sorry, moving on to the player of the season. The initial one I said at the start, but we've moved from bottom up almost. So, JC, your player of the season, please.
My player of the season, I think will be echoed by people listening and probably by you boys here as well. I think there's a good chance that we might all agree on this one.
I think so.
Oh,
look, if you're saying we're all agreeing, I say we go 3, 2, 1 and say it.
Yeah?
Dan, you up
Yeah.
for
Do you
that?
reckon it's going to work?
I don't know.
I don't know. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1.
Joe Guest.
Well done.
That
And,
did
Michael
work.
Meegar.
yeah, in agreement, I think, with all of the supporters as well.
I imagine so. We'll have to wait to Friday to see, but I
course.
reckon it'll be a good shout. For the whole season, what he does is he disappears when he's on the pitch, and not because he's being shit, because he's just getting the work done and getting out of there.
Yeah.
He does exactly what he needs to do week in, week out. He'll rough someone up without them even noticing they've been roughed up. He's class, and for me, and it's shown, he's been man of the match countless times this season. But yeah, I think on the pitch this season he's been class, and he's gone under the radar without going under the radar. Very underrated. He's got to be my player of the season.
Yeah, I think, and for all of Ross Stearns' fancy footwork, in the corner, or Jay Falston's hit from 30 yards, and that's no discredit to what they do on the pitch
not
as well.
at all.
Joe Guest just does, and it's what Rob says in every interview. Joe Guest does the basics, and he does them well.
Yeah,
and I think that's what
There's
outlines
so many of the lads that could be the player of the season. You touch on Ross Stern, Jay Falston coming up when it's important, turning sort of the club around from the moment Ross Stern signed, and sort of the trajectory that we were heading on to where we ended up going. He did an incredible job, and if he'd have been here for the full season, maybe he'd have been given my answer. But for me, when Guesty's done the work he has done for a full season, it's got to be him.
Yeah, right to the bitter end. Joe Guest didn't celebrate a thing. He, when I spoke to him after, and why are you so motionless with goals?
Yeah,
the biggest of goals, and he just said the job's not done. And that's what he said.
He had his eye on that title from day one.
And even after...
He'd never admit it.
Even after the full-time whistle had gone against Farnborough, we went up to him at full-time, and he still didn't look satisfied.
No.
Maybe the job's never done with that man,
No.
but, he could win the Champions League, and he probably wouldn't smile.
no,
But he's just so, determined.
yeah,
It's
brilliant.
It's unbelievable. It's a great cog to have in the big wheel of Rob Dre's. No
Absolutely.
doors mentioned.
No doors, because there's definitely more wheels than doors. But
And Rob Dre's big cog of a wheel is one of them.
his big what? Sorry.
Cog.
Right.
With a G.
Rob Dre's big cog.
Rob Dre's big cog.
Hashtag Rob Dre's big cog.
Hashtag Rob Dre's got a big cog.
He does.
This is getting weird now, boys.
No, you're making it weird.
We're just talking about cogs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is a wheel, which are more than you have in the world more than doors.
Anyway,
Anyway.
let's move on, shall we?
There's more cogs than doors.
That was our podcast end of season awards.
Yeah, and the preview of the National League South. There's obviously that is where Taunton Town are going.
It is where we're going.
Uh,
We're on the train, the promotion train. Next stop, National League South.
Exactly.
Chew, boys.
Fucking chew. And I said this at the top of the show as well. The local derbies, be it Bath City with their manager Jerry Gill, their home ground being Twerton Park. It's I am looking forward to that ground. It's going to be quite a nice local away day, as well as Weymouth manager David Oldfield. Back to the Bob Lucas Stadium.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully an
return
arc
there.
this time.
Yeah, exactly. Your thoughts on Bath City Weymouth, and just the teams throughout the National League South.
3 words. Taunton are massive.
I genuinely.
But it's going to be a tough season.
It's going to be a tough season, but I have nothing but confidence. I think the majority of our players are playing this season in a league below at least a league below what they should be playing in. It hasn't always looked like that, and we've managed to grind results out of games where we've not played our best, and we will need to play our best week in, week out next season. But I've got nothing but confidence in the boys. I reckon we're going to really be able to consolidate ourselves over the next couple of seasons as a National League South team. The bus is always moving forwards, and I'm absolutely buzzing. We got some great clubs that we're going to go to. Personally, I'm really looking forward to Slough away. It'll be nice to catch up with Vinny, my mate, who I met through West Ham. Who's a Slough fan. He's always kept an eye on Taunton since I've joined up with you boys, and so he's really looking forward to the 2 teams meeting, and he'll be looking to check another ground off of his checklist of grounds he's been to. Dover, obviously, coming down. I read the article that Taunton were mentioned in The Guardian, I think.
Yes, it was.
Was it the Scran one?
No, the roundup of non-leagues, yeah. The most brutal opening sentence to a paragraph ever in what was written about Dover. It was something along the lines of Dover Athletic, or whatever they're called, have finished this season with 0 points after so many wins and so many draws on their way to achieving absolutely nothing.
Oh, that's harsh.
That hurts, and I don't. Yeah. It's another story. But the way that they were treated, having been torn apart by COVID and not being able to sustain themselves for a year to fulfill those fixtures, for the leagues just to go unlucky.
Bye.
You've got to do it. We're giving you no support whatsoever, and we are effectively going to put you on a route to destroy your club. Yeah. That's not on. But that's a story for another day.
No, exactly.
But I'm looking forward to that trip. Cool. We've got some lengthy away days, and that's my favourite ones are the lengthy ones.
And would you like me to take you through all of the teams that are currently confirmed to be in the National League South for the 2022-23 season? In alphabetical order, we'll start with Bath City. We knew that going in. Braintree Town.
Nice.
Long way. Chelmsford City.
Long way.
They're all longer ways. Cheshant, or Cheshunt, or however the how you pronounce it.
I thought it was.
Cheshunt, I think, something like that.
Cheshunt. Cheshire, we'll call it. And Concord Rangers, another very long one. Can't wait for those on a Tuesday night. Dover Athletic, as we've mentioned, probably the ground that will see the most support, at any sort of match day. Dulwich Hamlet will be a team that we are going to next season.
I completely forgot about
Jake's
that.
eyes lit up.
I am absolutely buzzing. Dulwich Hamlet's media team, or more specifically the TikTok handler, was one of the first people to sort of reach out and give me a bit of support when I started taking over the TikTok.
Great.
We got a good relationship with them there.
Love it.
And I'm really looking forward to that one. And obviously as well, Peter Crouch is involved with them. So we're one step closer to getting Crouch on the pod.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
As we know as well, the team that went up with ourselves from the Southern Premier League, Farnborough, are in 8th position.
Yeah, looking forward to wearing a helmet to that one. So they don't get smacked up by their fans.
Well, we'll see. Hampton and Richmond Borough, as well as Hamilton Waterlooville, Hemel Hempstead, Hungerford Town, Slough Town, St Albans City, Taunton Town, Tonbridge Angels, who Dan and I have less for.
Sacked their manager recently, didn't they? After telling him, from what I understand, his parameters for the season were do not get relegated. He didn't get relegated, and then they sacked him.
It was only a few days ago, wasn't it?
It was about 5 days ago. They, I think yesterday, announced their new manager. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head.
No, tune though. Thank you, the DJ, Kevin Sturley. I think that should be his title now.
DJ.
Yeah, head groundsman, CEO and what was the other one?
Club DJ.
Club DJ.
Club DJ.
Kevin the DJ Sturmey. As well, yeah, Tonbridge Angels, Dan and I have been there once.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
will
it was a
not
good
be, well, I was going to say we won't be revisiting. We will now be revisiting the place we lost 5-0.
5-0.
It's weird.
It's weird.
You know,
Behind
with no
closed
crowds,
doors.
yeah, it makes a difference.
Makes a difference, but also that was cup football. And
was cup
cup
football.
football is a completely different kettle of fish.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's one game and that's it.
That's
And
it.
We're a couple of steps closer to the first round this time. I think, is it a couple of one?
One, yeah.
One
round
step
closer.
closer, which either means we've got fewer games to go until the first round proper, or just fewer games in the FA Cup this
Fewer
season,
games.
depending on how we do.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna spend all the time I can chatting to the lads before FA Cup games because, as I've mentioned before, I love the FA Cup. That is the pinnacle of English football for me, and the fact that we're involved in it and it ends at Wembley with the biggest teams in the country competing against each other for it.
And I think, yeah, as you say, the fact that you're involved in even just a small part
You're
of it
involved
is great.
in it, and those early rounds for me are where it's really exciting because anything can happen.
Exactly.
So I'm really, really looking forward to hopefully a better season for the FA Cup next season.
Hopefully.
We'll probably end up with Weston, Truro, Tiverton on the way through.
I think
It's nice to see those minnows every now and then, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's nice. It's always nice to remember where you came from when you're
Exactly.
battering them 6-0 in the FA Cup. And
Exactly.
don't clip that for future reference when fucking Tivy take us out with a last-minute winner.
Don't, because it will happen. As well as Welling United, Weymouth and Worthing. Those are the confirmed teams in the National League South. I believe there are 5 more teams yet to be...
Yeah.
One of the teams possible is Dorking Wanderers,
Ah.
which are stars of the Bunch of Amateurs
Yeah.
documentary on YouTube, which is really popular.
I was going to say, it was mentioned by our friends at the Away Day. Is it Away Day Diary?
Yeah.
Mentioned them as well. Said they're a nice club. Another one, Ebbsfleet, who go
Yes.
through the playoffs, is one that I'm looking forward to going to. It's fairly new, newish ground one side, and quite traditional the other side. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Great. And I think to end, we've got a question from the man who could not be here today. He is currently on shift from Instagram. It's Hoppy Morgan. Thank you very much, Hoppy Morgan _. Up the Hoppy. He asks...
Consensually.
Consensually. Yeah, indeed.
Don't just put things up Hoppy, please,
Don't.
listeners.
He'll cry.
Or enjoy it.
Or enjoy it. You know,
Who knows?
ask him. And I think this is quite a nice way to end the podcast. Is your favourite moment of the season, Jake? Well, I've come to you without any, prior warning. I've sprung it on you.
Favourite moment of the season?
Might take him a while. Dan, do you have one off the top of your head?
Yeah, I've got one that I think will help.
Go on.
I think the obvious answer, and I'll have a think after Crump's answer,
Yes.
is I think Tiverton away post-match is possibly one of my favourite moments.
Ever.
Yeah, I think Tiverton post-match and Met Police post-match are my 2 favourite probably, because it was so the Met Police one, we thought we were down and out, and then suddenly out of nowhere, rabbit out the hat, unbelievable, and you're on the pitch and people are on the pitch and people who shouldn't be on the pitch are on the pitch, and Kev's on the pitch, DJ. It's just madness, and same for Tiverton. People on the pitch, people who aren't meant to be on the pitch. I won't say it again, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable moments. You verge of tears at that point. It's just, you think, what on earth?
That last run was
what on earth
getting
am I
emotional.
part of? What am I part of? It's just unbelievable.
Yeah,
Really
I think
unbelievable.
Tivy was really, really special. Really, really special this season. And sort of being on the pitch and being on the receiving end of that support, where it's not for us, and I don't want to make it sound like it's for us, but you're there, and to have that wall of noise singing in your direction and everyone to be on the same wavelength, and it was that moment where you sort of go, fuck,
Yeah. We're going to do
this
it.
is
Touch and distance.
it's your local team.
Yeah.
You would love this. I think all of us have sort of come into Taunton at one point or another going, nice, this is a good opportunity to get on with something, and then by the end of the first season that you work with the club going, I love this fucking club.
Yeah.
And that was a really special moment. And that really consolidated that, I think.
Yeah.
It was that moment will live forever. And you joked a minute ago, the best moment ever. It's one of them.
Yeah.
It definitely is one of them. For me, I think my favourite moment of the season, there's so many and for so many different reasons, but I think it might be what was the game at home before Tibby? Yate.
Yes.
Yate game. Me and Dan doing our normal filming on the pitch for TikTok, Twitter and whatever, and Jared Lewington turned around to us both and was like, get in this fucking team huddle. And that was a moment for me where I crossed over the line of being not an outsider in a club, but being someone that sort of you separate from that group of people, the players, because you're there to do a job, and being invited into that and sort of being part of the team for that moment was really, really, really special. And I'd be lying if I didn't say that I walked away with misty eyes at that moment, and that set the precedent for the end of most matches.
Yeah.
Coming up to the end of the season, where I think me and Dan both on occasions were quite choked up, walking off the pitch.
I think,
and it was just. There's too many points that were too good, and I think every single end of the match in that last run just got more and more and more special. And they were moments that will forever exist in my memory.
That's lovely. Dan, any closing comments at all?
Just that, literally that. I mean, sums like a couple of days after, I just randomly started crying. It's just like Jake said, it's stuff you'll remember forever. And you know, you're telling your kids, you tell your grandkids, you're a part of it. And you touched on the team huddle. I was extremely lucky to be a part of it at Tiverton, and just to hear the wall of sound that was coming from behind the goal, and to come out of that huddle and you just saw like everyone just bouncing.
Yeah,
was just an unbelievable feeling. To be, we were on the pitch for Farnborough, obviously pitch side, because it gave us more space. And I was feeding the results through to Rob Dre again for the Farnborough game, like I was against Tiverton. And to be on the bench as Jay Folsom's hit that into the top corner was just like, it's just moments you'll never ever forget. And for the supporters, I'm so grateful for them. Without them, if we were like a Met Police or a Hayes who had 100, 200, it wouldn't have been as special. No, nowhere near as special. Without the support, nothing, absolutely nothing would have mattered. No, let's be honest. It's just, I don't know. Just as a note, I'll just finish with thank you for all the support.
Absolutely. The fans have been incredible, really, really incredible this season, and it seems really weird. And this podcast has taken sort of a serious, almost soppy tone.
You know that moment when you're hungover and you're just chatting. You're chatting
about the night before. This is what that feels like. But I feel like it's got to be.
I feel like we're going to cry in a minute.
For me, I came into this club and immediately made myself into a dick. Like the stuff that we were doing for TikTok. I was coming down in the morning, getting into a full kit and running around pretending to score a last minute winner, thinking, what is this? Like, I look a knob. And the fans have loved it. Yeah. And there's been moments, a couple of times now, where I've been here and people come up to me and be like, can I have a photo? Can we have a selfie? And I'm like, that's insane. Yeah. The support isn't just for the football. Taunton could do anything, and the fans will follow.
Yeah.
You look at tonight, we're here ahead of the under-18s cup final, and right outside the window is two fans that have been to almost every game this season, and they've been here, I think, most nights of the last week.
Yeah.
With every game supporting clubs that are even just slightly involved with Taunton. They are the heartbeat of this club, and you know, whether it's them supporting what we've done as the media team, or just supporting the players and being noisy when they've needed to be, and really being the 12th player, they've been sensational. Really, really good stuff, and it's just another layer of why I love this club.
Yeah.
And bring on next season.
Yeah, bring on next season. That's a brilliant way to end. Thank you both, and that's ultimately why we created this podcast. Is it's for the fans to have a bit of an insight on both what the players and management do, as well as us, the media team. So to anyone who's listened, interacted with anything to do with Taunton Town this season, thank you on behalf of myself, Jake, Dan, Hoppy, all the players, all the management, all the volunteers, all the staff that work here. We appreciate you, and we will see you in the National League South. That's been the Peacocks podcast. That end of season podcast. Jake, thank you.
Cheers, bud.
And Dan,
thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll speak to you next season.